Nature tells its own survival stories, some terrifying, others inspiring. These stories remind us that despite our cities, our technologies, and our planning, the Earth always has the last word. Let's explore the top 10 moments when nature showed us who's boss, and how people survived to tell the tale. We begin with earthquakes. They strike without warning, shaking the very foundations of our lives. From the 2010 Haiti quake that took over 200,000 lives, to the devastating tremor in Japan in 2011, earthquakes are raw, unforgiving power. Streets crack open. Buildings collapse. Families flee for safety. But what follows is always the same: communities digging through rubble, neighbors helping neighbors, and a fierce determination to rebuild. The earth may shift, but so does the human spirit. Next up, floods. Water, one of life's essentials, can become an unstoppable force. In 2022, Pakistan experienced one of its worst floods ever. Over 33 million people were affected. Villages disappeared. Crops were destroyed. But amid the chaos, we saw people forming human chains, carrying the elderly to safety, and sharing food and shelter in makeshift camps. Floods show us how fragile our world can be, but also how deeply we care for one another when everything is on the line. Third, we look at volcanic eruptions. They're terrifying spectacles of nature's fury, lava cascading down slopes, clouds of ash blotting out the sun. In 1980, Mount St. Helens exploded with the power of hundreds of atomic bombs. And yet, in the years that followed, something beautiful happened. The land came back to life. Flowers bloomed in ash, animals returned, and the area became a thriving ecosystem. Nature destroys, yes, but it also renews in ways we often can't imagine. Our fourth story brings us face to face with hurricanes. These monstrous storms whip across oceans and smash into coastlines with wind speeds reaching 200 miles per hour. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina overwhelmed New Orleans. Entire neighborhoods vanished underwater. But as the waters receded, so did the divisions between people. Volunteers poured in. Strangers became family. Entire communities were rebuilt with hope and determination. Hurricanes take a lot, but they also reveal who we are at our core. Fifth on our journey are wildfires. They rage through forests, engulf homes, and turn skies blood red. In Australia's 2019 bushfires, over 1 billion animals were lost. But what most people don't know is that some forests rely on fire to regenerate. The flames crack seeds open. New growth begins. Firefighters battled walls of flame. Citizens turned their homes into shelters for wildlife. Out of destruction, healing always begins. Next, we have tsunamis, massive walls of water that crash into coastlines with unimaginable power. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami claimed over 230,000 lives across 14 countries. It was one of the deadliest natural disasters ever recorded. But it also led to major changes: new global warning systems, better emergency responses, and stronger infrastructure. People who lost everything chose to start again, carrying with them not just pain, but strength and resolve. Seventh are landslides, silent threats that come after heavy rains or earthquakes. In seconds, hillsides collapse, burying homes, roads, and sometimes entire communities. In Colombia and Nepal, families have rebuilt again and again, learning where and how to build better. They plant trees to hold the soil, create early warning systems, and turn past tragedies into preparation for the future. Now we turn to droughts. Long, painful stretches without rain. Crops fail, rivers dry up, and hunger looms. But in places like Ethiopia and California, innovation rises from hardship. People turn to solar-powered irrigation, water recycling, and drought-resistant farming. Schools teach water-saving techniques. The challenge forces people to rethink how we live with nature, not just on top of it. Ninth on our list are blizzards, storms so cold and intense that life grinds to a halt. Roads freeze. Power lines collapse. But then something remarkable happens. Neighbors dig each other out. Strangers offer warm food and places to sleep. Communities come alive in the heart of winter. Snow can isolate, but it can also unite. And finally, we face heat waves. Rising global temperatures mean more intense and longer-lasting heat. In Europe's 2022 heat wave, wildfires broke out, railways warped, and hospitals overflowed. But new tech is emerging: green roofs, cooling shelters, and climate-resilient urban planning. We're learning to adapt, even as the planet changes around us. In the end, nature's power is undeniable. Earthquakes, floods, volcanoes, storms, all reminders that we are part of something bigger. But these aren't just stories of destruction. They're stories of survival, of courage, of communities that rise, adapt, and come back stronger. So now it's your turn. Which story moved you most? Have you lived through a natural disaster, or know someone who has? Tell us in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Nature's stories are far from over, and together, we'll keep discovering them.